When I was little, my mom used to tell me stories. I didn't have that many books when I was growing up. So it was storytelling. My mom, my grandmother, relatives, yeah. And also, even now, when I go away, I go back to either Nigeria or any part of Africa, people are always stopping to tell you stories, supernatural stories. I love those. My grandfather was a storyteller, although he would deny that, you know, if you were to ask him now, because he used to own a shop, but he would end up telling stories. That people used to come and steal from while he was in the middle of telling stories. People used to steal, but he didn't even mind, as long as he tells his story. So it was while she was doing that she got a letter from her cousin, who lives in Senegal and another African country, saying to her, I'm coming to stay, which was great. But then the cousin spoiled it by saying to her, I have a favorite gift, what's yours? How I got in was by accident, I think, because I was reading a book to Emeka, my younger son. He was then 2.5, and but I wanted something about Africa, not just the animals, but culturally, and I couldn't find anything, and I was so fed up, and I just suddenly, because I was so angry, that I just heard a voice in my head. It says beads for beads, and I thought, what's that? But it was so amazing, the feeling I had, that I had to stop reading, and I went to write it down. So what happened was that I thought, I think this is an alphabetical book coming up. So I went to Nigeria. How I found it, my publisher, I was a photographer first of all. And when I had Emeka, my first child, because I was a freelance photographer, work dried up and I wasn't getting a lot of work. So I saw a local newspaper, publishers looking for somebody to work in the office. I got there, and I was actually, what I was doing, I was weighing the books, I was weighing the packages, and putting stamps on the books. And then, of course, when I had the idea for Ace for Africa, and I was rejected by everybody, all the publishers rejected me. A friend of mine was saying to me, why don't you go back to where you used to work? And I thought, no, I can't. What would I say to them? And indeed, when I rang them up and I said, can I have an interview with the editor? She said, you want your old job back? And I said, no, I have an idea for a book. They didn't believe me. So that's how it happened. Anything, when we're fast, everything you see, just move it. You don't care. My advice for someone who wants to become a children's book author is if you have a passion for a particular subject or maybe for a story, you know, you must see it through. You must write it down quickly before you forget it and work on it and see what really drives you, what it is about that it's made you want to tell that story. Because there's always a reason why we want to tell a story. Is it funny? Is it scary? There must be a reason why you want to tell the world your story. And then you go and look for a publisher. Yes. So, but you have to stick with it, because you might get rejections along the way. But it's not about you. It's maybe because the publishers is not what they are interested in, but that doesn't mean that you're rubbish, no.